Game one. Rick got the combat advantage. Rick got the defensive advantage, and Rick got the win. Game two. Spudozaurus got the combat advantage. Spudozaurus got the win. We'll see if that's a running theme here for game three between AdirondackRick and Spudozaurus. I'm Furious K alongside Catastrophe. This should be a fun one, Catastrophe. We have two that have finished within minutes of each other or have had the ability to finish within minutes of each other in the first two. I don't think it'll be that different for game three.
Yeah, Rick's file name's potentially forecasting a tie here. More likely now than ever. These two runners are apparently very evenly matched.
This is the third time, I believe, that they've started in the grave, once at the other gravestone, and I believe the other time they were in the open cave in the grave. So yeah, they've been over here a lot.
Is this even randomized? Oh wow, starting with the recorder so you can check all the grave spots. That's a pretty good starting item when you're going to start this far away from the rest of Hyrule. Oh, and it's a level! Wow. But is it going to help them?
Well, it is either shapes or it's the other really fun option. It's certainly not first quest.
Yep, you're right. First, well, ladder block. I wonder how these runners feel about, ooh, okay, but AdirondackRick got a bomb drop from that very first Dark Nut. Tries to bomb only left. Is this a pirouette? No, okay. Looks like Rick wanted to know, but come to think of it, I don't think the right wall would have opened unless it was shapes, so it makes sense. Makes sense only to check left.
Yeah, I think just going to go ahead and assume worst case scenario is second, is what his assumption is, and you don't want to dig a second quest for if that happens to be the case. I'm still not convinced. It could be shapes. Although that Cubone, I think, is... I forget what sprite that is in the Pokemon setup, if that's the Moblin, or if that's the Lionel, or if that's the Stalfos.
Oh, yeah. 2 levels in the grave. Wow. This was in the bomb spot, so, oh, hey. It is a shape. Look at that. It's kind of, vaguely linear, just like 2Q3, but it's a shape. Wow.
So we have shapes and, I believe, first quest on the front half, given where these rooms are set up. So, back will be first quest 9, which is potentially a little bit brutal. There's the bait block, not in the way in the slightest.
Oh, so bait probably not required until we get super trolled by everything else, but Spud did get bombs. Okay. Yeah, I guess that Cubone there was actually a Moblin, not a Red Dark Nut. Either way, both of them bomb droppers, so Spud will probably also check this level 7 check near start. Sometimes, something like that can make a big difference in routing. You get a bomb drop in that one room level 4, you don't, and then, oh, item in 7? Never, yeah. The rule of 5 doesn't quite apply to 7, but...
Rick running into these fire snakes, aka the Moldorm. Gonna go ahead and kill off most of them, and then probably gonna drop a bomb and miss the first one, but I don't think we'll miss the second one. We'll get that bomb pack.
Good for us. Ooh, big small secret.
Yeah, it's not bad. Still not going to really tell us the outcome of the money this time, but maybe it won't be so bad.
Yeah, I agree. The small secret really determines if it's going to be a rich or a poor seed, but, it's still nice. Rick taking connectors in 7. Interesting.
Yep, he's taking the same one again, perhaps looking for a different direction than the first time. And we have no Armos item at the Death Armos.
Oh, medium secret rolled up a little bit too. All right, also generous.
Yeah, so those two alone, I don't think we'll have the poverty seed, even with a pretty low large. That's not bad.
Yeah, I'll take that. This is interesting. Rick diving 7, Spud doing his overworld. I guess that makes sense because if this 7 turns out to be large, having better combat, as you said during the intro, will make it go faster. And even if it is quick, well, it's right near start, so you don't really have to get this one done now. You know, it's not on the other side of Hyrule or anything. So I kind of like Spud's play here, actually. See if you can maybe get like a free Armos wand or something. Come back later.
Yeah, well, Rick did find the Triforce in the previous room, so I think he's going to clear this and probably just take that and run. And if he never has to come back, it's not terrible at all.
Yeah, no. Having that bit of 7 done, and maybe sometimes you recorder to it instead of up A, it might matter. Yeah. They did start with that recorder, so ooh, cheap bombs. In a bomb cave, of course.
Yep, and bait's not too expensive, so if Spud buys it, we know it won't be useful based on the quest setup, but might if he gets another rupee, as I think it was only 54, and you can just spend all your money.
Yeah. Exact change.
So there's the first Triforce at 5.5 minutes. Spud, meanwhile, on his way potentially to locating the Armos item.
The last 3 Armoses were... Ooh, any key. Alright, yeah. I love to have that before digging any dungeons. Wow.
And we have a dig dogger here that could be guarding a staircase.
Yeah.
Got the 10 count on it. I don't think he was expecting that, but we'll take it.
Ooh, Spud getting a candle from a take any. Very nice.
No such luck. I wonder if Rick's going to stay. Yeah, I'm not surprised here with this move.
Yeah.
So, brief advantage in keys for Spud, although I will point out Rick did get 3 keys out of that 7, so if he finds a small dungeon with a lot of key doors, he still will be able to open quite a few.
Yeah, true. 3 keys, not likely to be key blocked at all. Ooh, nice screen wrap there by Spud, with the levers coming in, or levers closing in. It's more difficult to screen wrap on the left side, where you're not safe while setting it up.
Yeah, the trade-off on the left side is you can actually sword buffer it at least. So if you have the sword, if you're not red bubbled, which we won't be in this one, you can make that go a little bit quicker as we find another bomb-blocked bomb shop.
Yeah. Wow, all the cheap bombs under bumps. Oh, and a HUD clip too. Very fancy.
Yeah, that's one of the few I can pull off there. It's very safe from all the levers or whatever happens to spawn that screen. Like in this case, I guess potentially Dark Nut's good or something. So
you skip that slow ladder. It's very nice.
Oof. Pause strat to juke the blue Dark Nut.
Yeah, your stream is not stuttering. That's Spud pausing the game to gain an advantage there. Kind of slow-mo it a little bit so we can dance right around this darkness. That would have been one-hit kills. They do at least 1 heart damage, red or blue. So,
yeah, both runners getting quite a bit of good bomb luck. Some of it they're making, and other drops are working out. 59 for the large. Not great, but again, we've got very positive small and very positive medium. So I think this is one of the rare times where they're probably not going to worry about it.
Yeah, I agree. Like, it's funny, you even called it, like, oh wow, the small and the medium are so big, it almost doesn't matter if, the big is small, and then it happened. Yep.
Yeah, especially with any key being the Armos item, and the bait. In Rick's case, he knows that's not going to be required. So a lot of things that you have to buy aren't really that expensive anymore, as bombs are real cheap, and arrows, even if they roll max, I mean, that's basically the one thing left in the shop that you might buy outside of a blue ring, and you don't necessarily buy that every time.
Yeah, no, blue ring, bomb upgrade, pay for muggers. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
And we would love to be purchasing hints at some point, but we need a book for that. So until we get that, it's not something we can even consider.
Rick finding his any key. Taking the same overworld route as Spud, just, I'm not going to say a little behind, because he's not really behind, but behind by the amount that he spent in 7. Oh, and speaking of hints, there's a hint shop. Not really close to start, but if you need them, they're there.
Yep, there's, I guess there's a close enough any road setup that maybe you could use to get there if you needed it.
Oh yeah, good point. Oh, in the other hint shop, Rick taking a candle in the same take any. Yep. Did Spud look at the coast item? I missed it while watching Rick take the candle.
I didn't see it. I'll depend on the tracker to yell at us if it's oh, Coastal Zahari. Did it start maybe? Oh, world wrapping. There you go.
Spud got 1 heart. So Spud's taken a candle, a heart, then a potion. Interesting. Not guaranteed the white sword item yet, but potions are valuable. He's probably just not concerned with the white sword item.
Well, you're certainly going to get enough hearts in Heart Shuffle most of the time. I don't think it's ever that big of a worry. Magical Sword is the only thing you're kind of losing out on if you start taking too many other things.
Right. And if you have enough hearts to get Magical Sword, maybe something else has gone wrong. Not always your fault, of course, but maybe something else has gone wrong. Oh, Spud doing the second quest clip there. And then, while waiting for the spot to open, it doesn't open and gets surrounded. Oh, I think that was Mags. Yeah, it was a Pokeball.
That was the decider in Game 2, or at least made it the 5-minute advantage to end up being. I think maybe could have been photo finish, maybe, if that hadn't worked on 11.
Oh, wow. So the combat advantage wasn't White Sword or Wand. It was Mags. I didn't see it. Thanks for letting me know.
Yeah, the Game 2, for those that didn't see that and now know that it ended in defeat for Rick and a win for Spud. The White Sword was buried underneath the Power Bracelet, and the Power Bracelet was in a dungeon that was slow enough on combat and key blocked a little bit, so Spud had the Magical Sword advantage for the last 20-ish minutes, whereas Rick maybe had the White Sword at the very, very end of the scene.
Ah.
And I think they were pretty even when this Magical Sword got picked up, so over time, Magical Sword versus Wood Sword obviously is not going to be a very opportune time for the Wood Sword to win out. Checking all of these desert spots, doesn't appear that there's going to be much underneath these spots today.
No, I don't know if Rick found a take any there or in the desert, but Rick also checked all the desert spots, I believe. Seems to have caught up to Spud in the overworld. I'm trying to think if Rick skipped anything or if Rick is just doing the overworld faster.
Well, he's got to turn around and do the Bomb Coast, I believe, is do that.
You're right. Rick also getting ambushed while waiting for the second quest cave to open there, and it does not.
Thought about trying to kill those guys, and then after taking the smack from the first Dark Knight, I said, nah, this isn't working yet.
Oh, cheap bombs again, this time in a candle spot, at least. Oh, wow. Yeah, fantastic global luck for bombs, too. Some forces, but yeah, consistently good global.
Yep. I think he knew that he was on the either a 6 or 8 count there because of the heart drop right before it. So was avoiding hitting anything else so that he hit the Moblin in hopes that 40% worked.
Good thinking, yeah. I have a hard time thinking of stuff like that while I'm playing, but yeah, it's true. If you can use something like a clock or a small heart to identify where you are in the count. The only one I ever use is at the very start of the game. You're on a 0 count, so your first kill will be on a 1. So kill a bomb dropper for your first enemy of every seed, and after that, I lose count.
Yeah, there's only a handful of things that I really track. The killing the bomb dropper and a clock drop. That's one of those that's a little bit easy to identify, as most of the time that just tells you you're on a 3 count and you're 3 away. So not much else being found. We've really found a lot of take-inies and some decent information on the overworld, but dungeons, not so much.
Yeah, wow. 2 dungeons to start with. Well, 2 dungeons in the first 4 screens is quite a bit. But yeah, I think we found everything on the overworld except the white sword item that's notable. Got the letter. We got both hint caves. We got all 4 take-inies. Yeah, Armos item, of course. We've checked the coast item. Chat told me that Spud did a world wrap without the ladder, just to peek at the coast item. Interesting. So both players even on their take-any choices. Candle, potion, and 2 hearts. They both did it in a slightly different order, but same result in the end. So yeah, this means they're gonna find all the dungeons all at once in Death Mountain or something.
I think Dead Woods has a pretty good chance. I'm not sure if we made it to Candle Row yet. We made it through Vanilla Start. So wrapping up to 1, maybe we'll find some more there. But yeah, otherwise, Death Mountain or Chain Reaction Seed if we're really having some fun.
Oh yeah, Chain Reaction Seed. Yeah, Spud did check Candle Row, and Vanilla Level 1.
So it looks like he's been there, so Rick is going to maybe go Waterfall side. That's another place we haven't seen. Or he's going to take the Innie Road. Where to? Deadwoods.
Deadwoods. Wow, both players routing the overworld almost identically. I mean, I guess that makes sense, because this is the most probably efficient, densest check first.
Yep. There's level 2 in the Deadwoods.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So we're down to only, I guess, since Spud ended up checking Candle Row and level 1, we have probably down to the last 20-ish overworld spots, and we need, another 6 dungeons, if you include 9?
Yeah, we found 3 of the 9 dungeons, so yep, we need another 6 more. Oh man, Spud playing Find the Bomb Wall in this Shapes 2. Good news, all the walls bomb open. Bad news, all the walls bomb open. Oh great, a staircase. That's what I need.
We're segmented, that's why we can't go anywhere through the bomb walls.
Yeah. I'm surprised Spud didn't check that first, because that room should have pushed even in first quest.
And another boss, this time a Manhandler.
I assume that's a Pokemon reference and I just don't get it. Ooh, just missed. Uh-oh.
This is gonna not refund, but at least we survived it, and triple segmented 2.
Could it be? It's gotta be, unless there's more bomb walls. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to see this map. Show me this map. Okay, now it's opened up a little bit. There's 3 rooms connected to the 3rd segment, at least, so surely we're done taking 1 room segments. There we go. Yeah, okay, now level 2 is very opened up. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, I want the map.
Lionel, oh, what a lucky fairy. We know that wasn't a 16 count because of the bop right before it.
Will the Manhandler win against Rick? That's the next question. No.
Nope. Perfect filled up. It's always nice to miss the Manhandle a little bit, just like Rick did, because then it turns into an automatic force when you hit it, once per frame, 10 frames in a row, and it drops a bomb. Love it. So both players just, yup, there's the map. So you enter in the top segment, you go to the right segment, and then that takes you to the real level 2. Unbelievable. It looks like our runners have caught up now. Just Spud has a little bit more of Candle Row and a little bit more Overworld, and Rick has that level 7 dip. Ooh, blue boomerang, white sword.
White sword.
White sword.
I think Rick just
Wow.
died on that screen, so that's going to be a bit of an unfortunate trek back, or something
Yeah.
along those lines. Red Lionel dominant level 2.
Yeah, really, just every screen. When Fred shuffles the enemies, he doesn't necessarily promise that they show up in fair proportions. The common enemy could just be everywhere. The Wizrobes could just be everywhere. You never know. I don't even know what else is in this level besides Manhandlas and Lionels.
Well, I think we're down to a handful of rooms left for the potential second item, unless we missed it somehow.
Oh man, Rick, place a bomb there on all those Lionels. Look at them all grouped up. Just drop a bomb. Feels so good.
Pile of logs, so we can sail across the water.
You might need that with how much Overworld's been done and 6 dungeons outstanding. I mean, I would never bet on the raft, but man, the odds have never been better for the raft.
I think the coast raft spot was an any road, so we won't have to worry about that one, as Rick is just getting beamed in the back repeatedly.
Wow. Didn't die. Gonna potion? I mean, maybe, yeah. A gel! A gel gets him. Oh, that hurts.
I think that might save him a little bit of problems. I feel like he was actually thinking about getting the Triforce.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, this is going to give a small early lead to Spud, though, as he was able to get in and out of this dungeon in about 4 minutes and no deaths. So it's a small lead forming here. We'll see if that holds.
Now, I would assume both runners would dig both items out of 2, because it's very small, it's not combat blocked, and I didn't see Spud get a second item. No heart container. Got the white sword, but...
Raft.
Raft, thank you. Wow, short-term memory loss. It's right there on the tracker. I'm sure Rick will stay and get both items, too.
Arrows.
All right, good purchase. Combat upgrade. Well, got white sword, actually, so... I take that back.
Yeah,
range
but
upgrade.
We might run into some Gomas at some point, and that will help us out.
Pole's voices. Yep. All right, let's check that other raft spot. And it says gym on the levels. It was required. Amazing. Okay. We don't need that now, but good.
Yep, Rick might be able to kill these Zols for health or $5. So
officially collected the raft.
Will Rick go ahead and grab the Triforce, or will he continue digging up in this dungeon? Spud, meanwhile, going to open this key door and see if there's a item that gets him into this dungeon, which would be a ladder. Have to kill a Dig Dogger to potentially find out.
Oh man, white sword makes that much easier. Not easy, just easier. Always good to kill Dig Dogger before he starts accelerating all over the place. Heart container. Alright, so the floor drop is a heart.
Yep, and Spud did not see the Chevy yet. Well, actually did see the Chevy, so he's able to leave. I thought it was just Rick that saw it, but I guess he did go up after he got the map.
Woo! Lionels didn't get Rick that time. That was a very slick dodge.
Yeah, if you're Rick, you have 7 bombs for the room coming up. You definitely should just go ahead and spend one of those at minimum.
Oh, yeah.
BMO statues are a pain to deal with.
Yeah. Bombs right away. Oh, yeah, and the very first Lionel rewards him for spending those bombs. There we go. Fairy, white sword, Rick's out of here. Good. All right, love to see it. Well done room, very fast.
Yep, gonna have to re-kill the gels as you want 6 rooms in at this point, but that's okay.
Yeah, it's just the gels. I shouldn't say just the gels. He did die to that gel once.
If he gets bombed 8 times, I will mock him a little bit later.
Yeah, I have died the gels too. You're walking around a dungeon on half a heart, as Rick was. You go through a doorway, and there's just a gel waiting for you. I'm like, oh, man. Feels
Yeah.
bad.
You die on half a heart, that's one thing. You die on 4 hearts, you get mocked mercilessly.
Yeah. So Spud doing Death Mountain already. They've got the bombs. May as well. Ooh, checking the level 9 Eastern Death Mountain segment. I guess segment. No power bracelet for the arrow, so that's a bit isolated now, but you started with the recorder, so why not?
Yeah, I mean, we're just down to Death Mountain and White Sword Cave area, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that may have been the very last recorder check, actually. So where are all the dungeons? We still have... Oh, arrow purchase for Rick as well, keeping pace. Wow, both runners have had virtually the same route. It's a small overworld difference, but... Wow.
We'll at least have... Well, let's see... Yeah, you should at least have 2 dungeons up here. Just because of well, you're not guaranteed that, but the chances of you at least having 2 on Death Mountain are pretty high.
Oh yeah, I agree. Like, I know what you're saying. Like, I can't say this because it's not guaranteed. But like, with so few overworld spots left, yeah, I agree. It's virtually guaranteed.
Yeah. The reason why is the power bracelet spots you don't automatically get them all. You only get so many of them typically. It's usually about 5. So the odds of all of those being dungeons is so small that you're almost guaranteed at this point to see 2 dungeons up on Death Mountain at minimum.
I feel like even finding 3 dungeons blocked by a power bracelet would still be extraordinary, you know, so I agree. Yeah.
Spud's going to clear out the Waterfall Cave and the White Sword Cave here. We might see a dungeon up here.
Yeah, we could. All right, level 1. That's what you want to see. It is a shape, but it's still small. Fred draws the shapes and then assigns the level numbers based on smallest to largest. So level 1 should always be the smallest of the shapes. Oh, good. Early map.
Yeah, the exception being 6 to 7, I think, is sometimes not so much the setup. So I guess it's an assignment based on front half and back half.
Oh, yeah. Smallest to largest within each half. Right. This is a very cute level 1. It's like a mini level 6. You know, it's like the sleeping dragon. Because, you know, you got the left side, the right side. Yeah, it's exactly like 1Q6, but tiny. It's the baby sleeping dragon.
Well, that's a moat block. So another ladder block. We are leaving another dungeon.
This might be that chain reaction seed. What if the ladder is in a power bracelet blocked dungeon? And the power bracelet, I mean, it could be anywhere.
Nah,
wow, that's rough.
Throw it really deep in 7, like all the way at the lower jaw.
So the ladder was never blocked by anything. Oh no.
Yeah, we also have the White Sword Cave outstanding, as chat's suggesting. So we could run into the ladder there as well, or the power bracelet there.
Power bracelet in a White Sword Cave would be pretty special, given that. Oop, Zola.
Yeah, that's not the worst death, to be honest. We have.
He was going to check the forgotten spot next anyway, and it's right over here, so that ain't bad.
Yeah, we have our starting point's not too far from where we just died, so it's not like you have to go into some sort of dead zone where there's no any road coverage, no dungeon coverage, etc. You can walk back to this one within about 45 seconds.
Oh, Spike checking West Death Mountain now. Okay, yeah, that works.
Yeah, it's only bad if the one forgotten spot happens to be a dungeon or a White Sword Cave.
Mm-hmm. Spud nearly capped on money. Wonder what he's gonna buy. Well, game has to give him something to buy first. He's already bought the arrows. Yep, there's level 6. We knew they couldn't all be power bracelet blocked. You're right. Well, they could be, but 1 in a million. Pause strats for Lionel's in a 4-shooter room. Wow.
Now, the odds that we have a power bracelet block, period, are extremely high.
Yeah, yeah. We still have 4 dungeons outstanding, and very, very few spots on the overworld unchecked by both runners.
Might be down to like 5 spots left, maybe 6.
Yeah. That initial recorder, I think it turned out to be a bust, except for its utility. Unless level 2 was recorder blocked. I just remember level 2 being vaguely in the desert, but I don't know which screen it was. That'll bail me out.
Level 4, technically speaking, I think the first dungeon was at the Grave Flute spot.
Oh yeah, forgot already. You're right.
Yeah, chat's mentioning that now, and has bailed you out with a candle block too.
And 2 was candle blocked. All right. And connector. Okay. I really wanted that to be an item, but you know the game is never that nice. This level 6 looks like a little block.
Yep, we're gonna check the one spot that Spud did not get to check, which is the forgotten spot, I think. And it was opened earlier, but we didn't get in here. Oh no, it's a bomb shop. That's right. Rick checked this earlier.
Yep. Spud still needs it, I think, but it's fine. So, oh wow.
I don't think that Spud has seen level 7 yet, or hasn't seen enough of it. So this is knowledge now with the ropes that you're not going to be dealing with second quest, although probably suspected as much from the bubbles, and may have also seen the level 9 start spot. I don't remember where that was at, but that could have also tipped him off.
And oh, there's a Triforce. Yeah, Spud, like I said earlier, when Rick grabbed that Triforce out of 7 and Spud just refused to do any of it, Spud will be now doing it with better resources. But you know what, though? Going in with the White Sword, you know, slightly faster, not that Rick spent that long in 7 anyway. But with the Any Key, has the chance to make a bad routing decision that Rick didn't. Because when, you know, Rick did it 1 minute into the seed, you know, had 0 keys, profited 3 keys, and left with the Triforce. If you go in with the Any Key, maybe you start taking key doors, and then you spend way longer in 7. Could actually be a detriment going in with more equipment.
Level 5 on Death Mountain. Right. Rick has started setting up for a 10 count. We'll see if he's able to hold it in here. We're eventually going to find some Whiz Robes, but instead we find a Korea to start. We did get a bomb pack there, but only 1. And the item in here is, well, what they're throwing.
Koreas are still guarding the boomerang. How vanilla.
Heart on the floor in 6, so the dig has not profited yet. We'll have to see if the staircase item is any better.
So Rick did stick his head in 6, but then decided to nope out of it for some reason, and I'm not sure why.
I think just didn't want to dig it yet. Wanted to see if there was another dungeon on Death Mountain that was smaller.
Good logic. I was gonna say, and statistically you're right though, because both runners have to be thinking, I've got, you know, 4 or 5 dungeons outstanding depending on which player you are. Spud having 4, Rick having 5. And I've checked everything except the power bracelet spots. There's got to be more bomb-blocked dungeons here on Death Mountain, and there were. There's 5 and 6. So
Spud's got to be really careful here.
Ooh, look at these pause strats.
Need that heart. There you go. Whew, man.
Yeah, Spud does not have red ring. That's green ring for Spud. Spud's playing with randomized tunic colors and. Yeah, taking full damage right now.
Yeah, any death there is real bad because we are decent distance from start in the 6. It was over, I think, in the V column or the first E, so you don't want to die this deep in. We do have a potion if we need it. I wouldn't be surprised the further we get if it gets scary like that again. If Spud says I'm going to take care of it. Ooh.
Oh, that's right. Spud came through that room forwards, but it turns into a little bit of a one-way there with the spike trap. Imagine having only one heart and then coming into that room. And you're like, oh. You could block clip around it. That would be hard, though. And those keys will always be Drakkies to me. I think they're Zubats, but they're Drakkies.
So both runners also with full wallets at the moment. 255. There's the massive level 6. I believe that to be 40 on the nose.
Wow, yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe it's only 39, but still not great.
Yeah, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That would be 6 times 8 minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, you did. You nailed it. Yeah, that's nailed a huge level 6.
Yeah, nailed it on the second try, but we'll call it good. Ladder find. Look at that for Rick. That's potentially going to open up level 1, which he hasn't even seen, and will open up level 4 as well.
I wonder if it would even do things in 6. I haven't been keeping track of what's ladder blocked, or, because ladder can sometimes be a combat advantage, too. If you got a room full of, Dark Nuts in an NSU room, you can get through that much faster with the ladder, because you can kill them faster, you can be safe while you do it.
Here comes the item in 6.
And heart container. Oof.
Oh.
Well, you need it right now.
Oh, man. We're not coming back for that. We're going to get the try and go.
Okay.
Not
gonna ladder clip for the compass. Go on.
If you're gonna die getting to an item in a staircase deep in, it might as well be a heart. I mean,
yeah.
At least you didn't die trying to get the power bracelet or something out of that. That would have been awful.
Then you got to go back and do it again. All right. So I think that's both items out of 6. I think they were both hearts.
Yeah.
I thought we saw the floor drop, yeah. So, level 6, a bit of a bust. 5 having that ladder is pretty big. See, yep, Rick grabs the Triforce and go. I think 5 also had a heart. So.
Nope, it had a boomerang, but...
oh, boomerang.
It doesn't matter as much as the ladder get off the floor. Which Spud will get, but I feel like Rick's going to make up a slight amount of time here. Not going to 7. Where are we going? 2 to get to... I'm trying to figure out where he's going next. Well, I'll just wait to see. Blue ring. There we go.
Oh, good thinking, yeah. I always mark blue ring shops when I'm playing, because I buy the blue ring a lot. Helps me greatly.
And of course, he goes from a dark blue gorilla to a green gorilla after getting that ring. So a small advantage to Rick. It's not going to be much because I think Spud's probably going to get it here in the next, we'll say 4 minutes.
Yeah, probably.
But it will help him right order a little bit, and if Rick... has that knowledge before going to 6, there's a chance maybe that Rick won't go as deep into 6, which could save him time, unless Magical Sword is like 10 hearts or something, in which case fighting neither of those will hurt a little, but not as bad with the White Sword, I suppose.
Good analysis. Level 3, also on Death Mountain. So Rick did open the cave for level 6 up here, took a look in, noped out of it. So Rick also going to dig this smaller level 3 for more things that could help him do 6 faster. I guess it worked for 5's ladder, if the ladder does make 6 any faster, so that's great. Free compass. Oh, that's got to be a segment. There's no way level 3 would be that big.
Well, I mean, it could just be really linear.
Yeah.
Like basically a 2-row line across the top.
Spoken like a true randomizer player. Well, it's this, unless... Yeah. My mind always jumps to the 5% possibilities, the 1% possibilities. Like, it's not 100, it could still be this other thing. Ooh, I think that Zol died to a boomerang.
Yeah, so it rolled down, which ain't bad. Let's see if this is the item or if it is indeed a segment. A red ring.
Oh.
Well, you buy the blue ring and you get the red ring. That's how the game works.
I'll take it. I'd still take it.
That will probably be grumbling a little bit, but you're not going to spend the money on much. Again, bomb upgrades are in Level 5 and level 7, Rick's already gone from those 2 dungeons.
Yeah, that's a good point. I forgot that the bomb upgrades would be known in a Shape's first half quest. So,
Worth noting, by the way,
you were right. It wasn't segmented.
worth noting,
It's a small key.
Spud bailed on 5 with no items out of there outside of seeing the boomerang. Didn't actually get the ladder yet.
Interesting. I wonder if Spud felt like he had to gamble on something.
At least I don't think he got it, because I think it's a little bit deeper than he ended up going. The Triforce... maybe he did get it. We'll take a look here. I thought it was close to on path, but it is just a little bit off. The ladder was.
Meanwhile, Rick, farming bombs from these Dodongos, already got the floor drop. Just wanted to fill up on bombs. Okay.
He does not have it.
Drop, so does not have it. Interesting. So we know both items out of 3 now. They're fairly easy to get. And your reward for filling up on bombs is more bombs. Game knows. Oh man, are we glad we don't have to do the combat in that room? That's a great place for a standing item. Oh boy. Oh, Spud got Y-forced out of 5. Interesting. And that might keep him from finding the ladder?
I don't think for very long, because of how many things are ladder blocked. I think it's just in mild inconvenience for now, and if it blocks anything else, it'll make the time loss pile up a little bit. But again, how many dungeons can we actually get into? We can't get into 1. We can't get into 4 without the ladder. So a lot of the small dungeons are off the table as far as finding the ladder.
Do you think we're guaranteed to see a power bracelet blocked 8?
Yep.
Okay. I was just thinking that. I'm like, we have done every part of the overworld, so we still need we need both silvers and a power bracelet. So I mean, you can't leave any item checks behind with 3 required items. So, okay, we're dropping 4 as a heart.
I suppose actually the other 2 spots available are the ladder spots. So it's not guaranteed, but the chances of it being power bracelet versus the chances of being ladder are obviously a little bit higher.
Right. And either way, it was blocked by one of those things. So it was a little bit of a chain reaction. Oh yeah, okay, so Spud getting the second item out of 3. Right, I got confused. I saw the floor heart in 3, and then I was looking at Rick's screen, and I'm like, all right, 2 floor drop hearts in 4. Wait a minute. That's not how that works.
I would also be willing to gamble that the White Sword Cave that we have not seen is also going to make it impossible for both ladder spots to end up being the last dungeon in White Sword Cave. Because why would the game do that? We are going back to 5, by the way, just based on what we found at 3.
I mean, Rick is going to have to go back to 6 as well.
Or not. We're just world wrapping to reset with full health. Never mind.
Nice play. You never get to use that trick. I like it. So Rick just dug 4, got a floor heart, and got the Triforce and left. I didn't see a staircase item in 4. Chat, did I miss it?
I don't think we saw it. But again, Rick has some overworld spots left to check.
Mm-hmm.
And we have the flute. So you can...
Do you see Spud looking at that compass in 7 without the ladder?
Yeah. You're gonna
that would have been something.
Yeah, you're gonna find that really quick still, so it's not the end of the world, but it's just like, man, why can't I have the ladder now? Yep, so Rick's gonna go up on this screen and go to level 1. If level 1 is really anything significant, it's gonna continue to increase the lead, and we're gonna start to be in a little bit of trouble here if we're rooting for Spud.
Man, imagine Game 3 coming down to a Y-Force keeping Spud from finding the ladder. That would be unfortunate. But also just a sign of how close it is. Yeah. Okay, yeah, so Spud doesn't miss that compass so much now. I'm glad that I was wrong, that, Spud's any key didn't cause them to go explore a bunch of other rooms that they didn't need to.
You say that now, though. I mean, Power Bracelet could be in here.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Just never know. The game could be trolling.
I mean, power bracelet, bow, and silvers, and fewer spots for it to appear.
We also have a chance for a bomb upgrade in here, which was also, I think it could be a small benefit still. Shapes front half, you might have some bomb walls. First quest 9 is huge.
Always for combat too. Yeah. Even if we had a flag that just said no bomb walls, replace all bomb walls with key doors or open doors or shutters. Bombs are still good for combat, so yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and Spud not having recorded immediately for that blue ring still has enough money to buy the bomb upgrades.
Yep, Rick is boomeranging these Tektites because he's getting annoyed with them jumping all over the place. Finds a heart. So one of the items in here doesn't pay off. We'll see what happens in the next room.
The other two. This could be a push block or a floor drop. I think it's a floor drop in 3. Well, we've already seen this push to be a staircase once this seed, and I forget how many times in a seed it will push. Well, apparently once more. Wand, okay, that's a nice to have, especially because we don't have the book yet.
Yeah, that is going to be pretty helpful. What is the third item, though? If it's power bracelet or bow, I think it's a fairly substantial fine.
I agree.
Book would not be that great for Rick because 23 rupees means we have to go find some money in like a casino or something.
Yeah, with all the overworld done, you're not going to get much more. You're not going to get much more money. And save and quit for the man, that any key really paying off in this level 1, as level 1 usually does. I mean, just oh wow, keys rolled down and a heart. So 2 hearts and a wand in level 1. I wonder then, where's the goods?
Well, 7 is ladder blocked out of the bottom. Ooh. So that's a big plus for Spud potentially to go back to 5. It also could push him away from digging level 7 for quite some time.
Yeah.
All right, Rick, now what? You got to go to 6 probably, and might dig both hearts out of there, so there's going to be a little bit of a time gain back from Spud, although the defense advantage will be very helpful for Rick getting through there without...
Oh, yeah. Wand, white sword, red ring. Not to mention ladder for any rooms where ladder helps. Oh, Rick going to check both ladder spots for us now. Give us the actual confirmation. I think that was 1 spot over. I'm probably wrong.
He got that one. He's going to get this one too. This one does open, and it is a money.
Money. Oh, it's a big secret. So Rick could, if he found a book, there we go. He's got some money.
Big, he says.
Big, yeah.
Barely.
I mean, yeah. The big, small. The small, big, actually.
So,
small, big.
Yeah, so White Sword Cave and level 8, both power bracelet blocked, I believe for certain. This is a level 7. I don't think we're going here.
No. So Spud, he's probably going to 6 because there's 2 ways to 6. One was record at 7 and then walk these 4 screens, and the other one would have been record at 5 and then walk also 3 screens, I guess.
Or record a 3 and walk 1 down, I think.
Yeah, you're right.
No, two screens. Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter in the end. Triforce get out of 7 for Spud with the ladder block bottom half. Rick into 6. The big question here is how much will he explore? I gotta think it's gonna be all of it.
Oh yeah, I agree, because I think from Rick's point of view, he's got 2 items in 6 and white item in 7 outstanding, and the white sword item, and he's missing bow, silvers, and power bracelet. So
do we see the stair in 4 by chance?
No, you're right, and a stair item in 4. Still, that just means there's room for 1 more item. Stair item and floor could have been book or magic boomerang or another heart. So like, you gotta full dig this, because yeah. So that's a full list of every spot, right? So 1 in 4, 1 in 7, 2 in 6. Because I think Rick does know that 8 is power bracelet blocked now. If he's done ladder checks,
he's done everything in the overworld. So that's the end of the overworld spots for him.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost a guarantee that 6 has stuff in it.
So I'll give Rick maybe about 2-minute lead, assuming that Spud does not miss out on this trip. Has to pay the Mugger room, so might be going the wrong way initially. Doesn't have the early map here.
Yeah, early map helps with the bomb walls. There's that compass that Rick ladder clipped into. Interesting. Playing the flute from far away. Oh. Fighting the dig dogger from across the river. There we go.
Yeah, I mean, that's not so bad. They go zooming around. You eventually find them.
I think Rick ladder clipped that while the dig dogger was still alive.
Yeah, the Triforce was beyond that. It was, I think we missed it because it's on the bottom somewhere. I could be wrong, though. We need the map. That's what we really need here.
Yeah, we do.
Because that's what Rick had, and that would made this a lot easier. So I think Rick is a screen away. I think it's up. Oh no, it's 2 screens up roughly to get to where the floor heart is, and it's up and left, I think, for the stair heart somewhere. This is, I believe, just the transport that's really early in.
Yeah.
Bomb upgrade's only 3, but I mean, we weren't going to buy the blue ring anymore, finding the red ring.
No. And honestly, even if you have the book, which we don't, the problem with hints is they get less and less valuable as the seed goes on, because the hints don't update to reflect your information. You know, you're more likely going to get a hint for something you've already seen.
Why forced?
That was funny. Rick goes to dodge the Triforce. Well, I mean, you got to go back in because, like I said, Rick's got 4 items outstanding.
Do you go to 4
it's either 6 or 7. Oh yeah, 4, 6, and 7 has to have bow, silvers, and power bracelet. I mean, definitely power bracelet, potentially bow and silvers is what I meant to say. So, Rick might be thinking.
I mean, I get it, but I think that Y-Force, if it's me, I'm running to 4 first just because it's the first item. It's the item that's easiest to get to.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you have the recorder, so you can always record her back to that 6. Not much of a time loss.
There's the ladder.
Finds the ladder. All right.
Yeah, but the reason why I think it's the slightly better play, and that's without knowledge of items in here, me saying it. I just think with the map difference as well, you don't know what this shape really even looks like yet.
Yeah.
I'd be inclined to skip out on it. If you're metagaming Spud, that's a dangerous game because you don't know where your opponent's actually at any point. So,
right, your opponent could be doing the dungeons in a different order. You don't know. It's a good point.
The staircase I am somewhere over here. Maybe we're off of column. I don't know. It's got to be somewhere over here though.
Yeah, I remember level 6 looked like that cube, like you pointed out. Counted 40 rooms. Yeah, wow, the early map in 6 would have really helped here. You know, another thought too is maybe Rick treats it like level 9, gets 1 item out of 6, but wow, look at that. There's a lot of coverage of 6 that Spud didn't need.
Yeah. Continuing onward, I think we're a little bit too high for the floor heart at this point. I believe it's down.
Rick may have got the floor heart while I wasn't looking. I'm not paying. I'm jumping between both screens. Oh, could this be an item?
This is definitely the item in the staircase. We'll see what the decision is once we see this. I still think I go to 4.
Yeah, that's very reasonable. You know, now I might route like that myself. Oh, staircase heart. So now what? Do you keep digging the second item in 6? So now it's 1 in 4, 1 in 6, 1 in 7, if you're Rick.
Yeah, I think the advantage in this seed is potentially swinging on this call. I think you might see Spud regain the lead because I think Spud will go to 4 next after 1 because why would you go back to 7 in a hurry?
Yeah, nobody wants to go to 7 in a hurry.
Skipping the wand is a bit interesting, but we don't have red bubbles, so it's not as detrimental.
Yeah, I mean, the race could come down to the time it takes to pick it up, which would be like, what, 8 seconds probably, I think?
Yeah, but you can kill certain enemies faster.
Yeah.
Darkness on the overworld, so that's the one big one off the table. But Gliok double hitting.
Yeah, Patra.
Patra as well, yep.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but Spud had all the items. It was pretty funny.
He went sprinting right back to what he saw earlier.
Mm.
Rick is miles away from the floor heart.
Now, how many items in 6 did Spud see?
Both. He won't be back.
Okay. All right. Rick finally getting that map late and is like, oh god, this is what. Now, if Rick found a floor, no, Rick found a stair heart, so Rick is looking for a floor drop. Okay. Yeah, you know what? If your second item in 6 is gonna be a floor drop, I'm not sure if I would stick around then either, because it looks like a big 6. Rick has done half of it, so at that point maybe you're invested, but you're right, maybe should have quit before you got invested. Would have been the better play.
Well, we're gonna find out what's up here. Is a Zelda's room that we can't get into? Yep, that's predictable.
Yeah, couldn't bomb into a sideways room. There you go.
2 rooms left. One of them has, or 3 rooms left. 2 of them to the left, and one of those is the heart. And then he'll be off to level 4. So the lead is definitely shifting a little bit, unless he goes to 7, in which case I have no idea who's winning.
Yeah, well, 4 and 7 could both be required. You know, we don't know yet.
Yeah, Rick checking this one off room. Come on, Rick, you got to go through the open door. Spud's going to potentially walk into a mugger room and have to pay the bomb that he just got the upgrade for.
At least you got the upgrade for it. Doesn't hurt so bad.
Segment or item?
Floor heart. Rick's out of 6. Item.
Power bracelet there. Yep. So that is. It's not necessarily go mode yet because we don't have bow or silvers. We don't know if we have to go back to 7 yet or if it's just all an 8. So this is going to come down to a little bit of routing, I think, in level 8 and whether it has both items. Also, the white sword item, to both runners find that first.
Oh, man. As a runner, if I've got all 8 Triforces and I'm not in go mode, and I found all 9 dungeons without finding the white sword item, that is just the worst feeling in the world, because Dungeon 0 is the worst dungeon to dig for items. Like, oh no. Yeah. Because, you know, you could spend a good 3 or 4 minutes pushing every overworld power bracelet spot, only to find, like, you know, blue boomerang is your white sword item. And oh my gosh. I would rather dig 3 items out of 9. But you know, you got it, because if that's where your item is, you have to do it. Oh man, it's...
Rick's going to think this is the item. It is not. Spud's going to have to go this way for the Triforce, though. Because he didn't see the Triforce very early on. So,
Yep.
A little bit of time lost there.
Now, Rick already having that Triforce, he's going to up A as soon as he grabs the power bracelet.
I think Rick's also going to go the segment. He probably is going to forget about the room to the right that he skipped.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, Rick apparently doesn't have the map, so Rick doesn't know there's a magic bomb. Oh, yeah, Rick doesn't know there's a magic bomb wall there. It's kind of funny.
Well, he doesn't know about the magic bomb wall to the room to the left. He also skipped the shutter door to the right in the mugger room.
Oh, yeah.
So has to turn around here.
Yep.
Technically a room up here that he's going to find.
Gonna find that it delays him.
He's going to think this is going to be it. It is not.
Just kidding. I'm gonna take all your bombs. Unfortunate that Rick found that segment.
Got to go up, Rick. The map is in the room north here. If he just goes north and kills this room, he'll have the map.
I'm surprised Rick didn't kill this room. I mean, I guess he got the floor drop from somewhere else, so he's not killing things anymore, but what if your item in 4 is behind a magic bomb wall? I would still grab the map.
Well, I don't think...
me. I guess I always grab maps. I don't know.
I think he's going to find... I think you remember the shutter door here, so probably won't be the end of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not. Oh, he's bombing here. This won't work. You gotta go up, Rick. There you go. All right, so the runners are both still going to be on fairly even footing here. It's just going to come down to what we find first.
Yeah. Rick not having that map, and oh wow, the closer power bracelet spot turned out to be level 8. What a fortunate bit of overworld routing there for Spud. So yeah, Rick probably about a minute and a half behind on that power bracelet, due to never finding the map before.
Yeah, but only about 30 seconds behind going into 8.
Yeah. Well, Rick hasn't found 8 yet. Right?
No, but it's right up here.
Oh yeah. So very, very close race still. You know, the difference of that early ladder going in Rick's favor, and then Rick giving all that time back by spending more in 6, more in 6 and more in 4 due to late maps in both, is kind of balanced out. Now they're virtually even again. So we're looking for bow and silvers, and of course the Triforce. And what do we have outstanding? I mean, we need a book, we need a boomerang, and we need
another flute.
Heart container. Oh yeah, another flute, right. So there's 3 items in the item pool outstanding, and the rest must be hearts. So 2 heart containers left outstanding, which makes sense because our players took 2 hearts from, or left 2 hearts and 2 take any's. So
the other thing I'll note
is combat room on the left for Spud.
Yeah, the other thing I'll note is we have not seen this enemy set yet, so I'm going to take a wild guess as to what's in level 9.
Yeah.
For those that don't have the info there, every enemy set has to appear at least twice. And so if you haven't seen Wizroad Pull's voice set but one time in 8 dungeons, that's going to give away what's probably going to be a 9.
Good. We saved the best for last.
Of course, it's a transport. Why would it be anything but a transport? And then Rick knows now it's a transport because you can't bomb anywhere. So both runners have the same knowledge. You can't bomb out of that room. You know it's a transport.
Wow, yeah, the difference is so close. It takes us straight to the Triforce.
Yep, there's a Triforce in 8. We're definitely not taking that yet, unless you run into the guy on accident.
You could be insane and gamble bow and silvers in 9. In a game 3, in elimination match. No. Huge gamble. I don't think that's necessary. And with the race being this close, I would not do that.
Yeah, speaking of huge gambles, I'm thinking about huge trolls now. Have we seen a Goma yet that can really troll us anywhere?
I don't think so. Because between both runners, I think we've got every item that's not 7 or 8 in it. In level 7, we're only missing 1 item. Come to think of it, which boss set is Goma even in?
Could be in this one. We don't know. Could not be in any of them. That technically can happen.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So bosses, unlike regular enemies, aren't obligated to appear? Huh.
Someone's saying a blocked a shutter door 4. It would have to have been the last room in 4 on the left if we had that.
All right. Good to know. So Gomas do exist. They're in 4. Not extinct. Man.
Yeah, these runners
even with Red Ring, this combat is still rough.
Yeah,
Red Wizrobes rolled up.
We're still neck and neck here.
Yeah, this is amazing. 102 into the race, no bow, no silvers. Neck and neck. It's turned into a bit of a full clear seed, you know, and
Yep.
Clock. Good clock.
Yeah, but Rick was able with the bubbles to avoid having no sword because Juan was picked up, so that has that helped Rick out some. Here's the first item potentially, and could be the second item if the floor drops in the corner. It is the book. We take it still because of hints in 9.
Yep. Now Rick's got that wand, so you know there is a trade-off, but you still take it absolutely.
Yeah. So we're gonna see. We're gonna have to clear this room. The wand could actually help you kill these guys a little bit faster. There's no floor drop in the corner, so we're gonna go up and to the right. Will Spud go left first, and will there be an item over there? We have a second item. Boomerangs don't hurt.
What if the dongos also explode when they eat boomerangs, though? Okay,
Bow.
bow. All right. There had to be one somewhere. Okay, good. So now it's just a floor drop in 8, I think.
Which I think you have to still look for.
Yeah, I agree.
This 8 is so small now. You have, what, 5 rooms up here, and Rick has 2 on the left, and Spud has none on the left, and probably 6 or 7 left up there. So between the two of them, you're looking at 7 rooms versus 56.
Yeah, exactly. Level 9 is big, and level 7 is still level 7. So I would understand going to 9 and gambling on that one item in 7, especially with the book hints. But yeah, you got to get this last item. It could very easily be here.
Is it one item in 7? I thought it was. I don't remember.
Oh no, but we didn't we find one?
It's been a while.
Yeah, I remember there only being one item outstanding in 7. There it is, floor heart. Grab that Triforce and get out of here.
Taking a quick peek. Rick did not find anything in 7.
Oh, so both items in 7 are outstanding?
And taking a quick peek on the other side of the equation, Spud has nothing in 7 as well.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Yeah, neither one has it tracked as they found one. Maybe Rick didn't track it. Wow. That I forget what evolution of that. That's that starting Pokemon though. For the Aquamenus. The grass starter in one of them, I think.
I'm just speechless. I'm looking at that Aquamentus sprite and it's gonna haunt me now.
Yep. Chat's got it for you.
Final evolution of Chikorita. I think it needs to evolve one more time if its sprite looks like that.
Alright, I'm going to take the wild guess that Rick is 9 bound.
Yeah.
He could. This is 7, but he is... Yeah, he thought about it. He inched to kind of wiggle back and forth there. So this will amount to what? About a minute of a walk difference into 9?
Wow, so close. I wonder, well, see what Spud does. Does Spud go 7 or 9? Just 2 and 7 and 2 and 9, and...
Not quite, my friend. There's one white sword item left.
Oh my gosh, I was even talking about that too. How could I forget? So, imagine if Silver's the white sword item.
It's
Spud
7.
This is
Neither
amazing.
one looking for the white sword item right now.
Okay, yeah. You know, I wonder if either runner, or maybe both runners, had forgotten, because I know digging the overworld, and I'm the one who said this, digging the overworld is the slowest thing ever, because yeah, it's only like, what, 5 or 6 checks for all the power bracelet spots left, but they're so spread apart. That said, could 5 or 6 minutes, not even 5, I'll call it 3 minutes, could that be less than the time it takes to dig 7 or 9 for your second item, you know? So,
Oh man, I think I could clear the power bracelet spots in the overworld in about 4 minutes. So I think that would be the first thing I'd do. I will say that for me, the hints in here are also a really important factor. We have the roar location.
Northwest, good.
There is the roar next door. Thanks, less important old man suddenly.
Yeah. This going to be a Zelda check? Man, imagine if Zelda's right next to Ganon.
That would put Ganon south. Nope. Ganon more likely to be north now. But we can go either way.
Extra bomb wall. All right. Good stuff.
The real big question is, will we get a Silver's hint in here?
Yeah, that's the... Yeah, forget the roar in the door. We're looking for the old man and the old man and the hints.
We're also looking for staircases, potentially, but there's a shoot room that we can't do anything about.
When I'm looking for items in 9, I like to take all the staircases because there's 14 staircases at 9, right? You know, 2 sets of connectors and
there we go.
Stairs.
Left side.
And what was in 7? First item is the flute.
Extra flute.
The one we started with. Okay.
We're out. Okay, now are we going to 9, or are we going to go back
Overworld
to scouting the overworld? As far as I know, they haven't seen the White Sword Cave. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they have seen it.
No, that's Mags. I'm like, no, they saw the white sword item. It was a magical sword. No, Alan, that's the magical sword cave. The magical sword's in the magical sword cave. Because I remember it was a Pokeball.
Yeah, so wouldn't this be something? Gan was through the bomb wall south, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't this be something? Oh, is he going to scout the?
Standing item. This could be a push block. Nope. Wow. I was ready for it.
Spud looks to be scouting outside.
So I guess that didn't push. Choosing to recorder to the other push block spots.
Yep. So this would be the play I'd make. You don't want to have silvers outside of 9 and lose because you scouted 9 first.
Mm-hmm.
On the white sword cave specifically. I don't know that I can go to 7. That's a bit rough, but
yeah, but there's the floor, and it's a floor drop in 7, no less. So that's even worse. If you're Spud, you probably assume your opponent abandoned silvers as a floor drop in 7 as well, which in fact did happen. So I think that's safe. If you're able to get in your opponent's head, and I think most of the community would leave that item in 7 anyway, so totally good. Is this? Oh, there it is! That's the silvers!
That's the ball game. Unless we get a hit in 9 now, it's over.
And God forbid Rick gets that hint in 9, and it's like the silvers are elsewhere, and then he goes to 7, just completely forgets the white sword item exists. Wow. What's here in the red ring room? A connector. So you were right. Digging the overworld much faster than digging 9.
Yeah, that one's not going to sit well with Rick after this one, I think. But it is what it is. You make the gamble, and sometimes the hints will help you, and sometimes you won't find them until it's too late, or they never tell you the right information. So, yeah, bit of a risky play. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and this time certainly doesn't.
Yep.
Shoot room again. That's 2 shoot rooms in 9.
Thanks,
We don't know Zelda's location, so there's still, I suppose, a little bit of time for Rick to still make up some ground here if he finds the hint immediately. But
it's gonna be gonna have to. Yeah, Spud's going in the correct direction of Ganon, though. So you're right. It's got to be immediately. Oh, Spud is now going away from Ganon.
Yeah, Rick is going to probably kill these land mola. See if this is Zelda. It is Zelda.
Zelda's at the bottom of column 5.
Yep. So Rick's not going to take that stair. Still going to look in this bottom corner. So it's kind of one of the only spots where he has enough room left. Okay, this is nothing. Rick gonna try and use his last bomb to get a Dodongo smoked. Does pull it off without getting bopped while killing him. So this room does refill the bombs. Will the hint be up here? The hint has to basically be here, or we're not going to have time.
Yeah.
Could be up and to the right here still. I mean, anywhere in this little area, you need that hint, Rick.
I hope Rick finds the hint just because I want to see where Rick goes.
Not there. We gotta probably turn around. I think we've been in the room up. Go. Now, he's gonna go right.
Rick is very efficiently full mapping this 9.
Yeah, because if he goes power bracelet spot hunting, I would assume the first 2 spots he's going to check are the desert one and the one where the silvers actually are, which is vanilla start.
Yeah.
So that would make it close. And I think Spud has decided that's enough of that already. We're going to go ahead and use the potion.
That's the room Rick was just in. It was seconds away from being a high 5. So Spud actually missing Ganon, getting a bit mixed up, giving Rick a chance, I want to say.
Well, I feel like Zelda was the bigger troll to find, and I think we're on
Yeah.
the way to that. So I don't know if it's really going to be that big of a benefit to Rick in the end.
Well, oh yeah, yeah. Zelda would be left and down. I mean,
Where is the extra hints in here? There's got to be one to the north here, I would think, because you couldn't bomb out of the room that was with the red ring.
mm-hmm. The kidnapped ways.
That's not the hint we needed, game, for Rick's sake. We've really just rooting for this to be close now as Zelda's location is confirmed.
Yep.
So compass hint or silver's hint is the last hint in here, or a potential mugger room, which I think we saw, so that's actually it. Because wasn't there a mugger room really early on that you have to pay? I think Spud did that.
Yep.
So
Spud paid one of his bomb upgrades. Both players had rupees early on as well, so.
yeah. So that's probably going to end up doing it. Unfortunately, although we could find two items really, really, really close together, and maybe that would help, or maybe one item's enough to push him out. Who knows?
I can't believe how many. Well, I can actually. This is usually how level 9 goes. We take all these connectors and then. Did Rick? No. Okay.
Rick can't go right here because this is. Well, I guess it is right below Ganon, technically. There's the roar, though, as Spud does find his way to Ganon. Here it is.
All right. Open room, but red ring, white sword, probably not much of a fight. Open room I find is a little bit harder than Ganon's default room because the corners aren't as safe, but still much better than fighting him in any room with water. Yeah, white sword, red ring, no challenge at all. And Spud has the path to Zelda. I think time's running out for Rick.
Oh, time is going for Rick, but this was an entertaining series. Spud had I want to say it was like a 4-minute advantage if you look at some of the data on it, so not surprising to see Spud manage to pull this one out, although it looked a little bit scary for a moment for him. Had some issues with the Y-Force and some shenanigans that ensued in the seed. Death, I think, fairly deep into 6 at one point also was kind of rough.
Yeah, that late ladder, I'm going to call it, letting Rick right order the seed, but then Rick not getting the maps out of 4 and 6, spent extra time there. Hey, red candle in 9.
Yes. Get your GGs out for Spud, finishing at 116.28. So congratulations to Spud for getting through AdirondackRick and moving on to the round of 32. It gets no easier, regardless of which runner made it through here. It's this bracket. Not that any wing is particularly fun, but this one looks pretty stocked full of talent as well.
Yeah, I haven't looked to see who Spud will be playing. I don't know if Spud wants to know.
Well, I can bring it up.
Bring it up. Tell him if he wants to know. Okay, so Rick paid a mugger. So there was indeed a mugger in 9, and it was just 2 rooms north of start. Go figure. So with that, there's no hint.
So, to give you the info here, the wing above, the wing that he's in right now gets him a matchup with Mr. Caffey JD. And the winner of that gets either Sigil or Jacob.
Oh boy. Okay. Yep, this is the Champions bracket.
Yep, and then after that, of course, if you get the next arm, that's Chest Jerk, Panzer Dave, Antlers, or Sea Falcon. So still motoring through some of the fun names, although, again, are there any names that aren't fun at this point?
Yeah.
But GG Spud.
Thank you.
So the winning play is checking that push block near start for the silvers instead of going to 9.
Oh yeah, I had this white sword item in mind. Like, I've been burnt by similar experience in the past, so I thought about checking that.
Rick did not think about checking it, and Rick is looking for the second item in 9 right now, without the silvers.
Yeah, you have a Ganon hint, you have a kidnapped hint, and you have the mugger, so there's no hint that saves him. He's just got to find that last item.
Oh, okay.
So that is what gave you enough time. If one of those hints is silvers to kill the beast light elsewhere, we still had a small race going. As you got trolled by a Y Force in 5. That one bought Rick some bit of a lead, I suppose. And
Oh yeah, I'm not surprised by that. That ladder was super late.
it wasn't a huge lead though. I mean, Death Mountain was kind of the last. Both of you were fair. You weren't like walking the exact same path, but the areas of the overworld you checked were fairly linear or together.
Yep, and it's like 2 seeds in a row, but we clear like 75 of the other world, and there's like no clearable dungeon. It's very stressful to see that. I hate this situation.
Well, you can't blame me this time. It's a simply Fred pushed the bot and there it went. There is the magic boomerang.
So Candle and Boomerang in 9. That means 7 had a heart container and a recorder. And yeah, silvers are. Please, Rick, don't recorder to 7.
I think he's checking spots first.
He's doing the Death Mountain power bracelet spot first. Oh man, poor Rick. So yeah, so Rick, you guys were fairly close. Like I said, Spud, you had that ladder in 5 late due to the unfortunate Y Force. And Rick got it first try, and it looks like Rick may have had a small advantage there because of that, but it was not too big. But then Rick didn't get the map out of 4 and 6, and spent way more time in 4 and 6 digging items.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but then in 8, you guys were 30 seconds apart entering 8, with basically the same game state at that point. And Rick actually got out of 8 earlier, despite entering it later.
Okay.
So at that point, I would say Rick was like 60 seconds ahead. But then Rick left 8 and went to 9, and you left 8 and went to get the silvers. And
it's a 7.
Right. 7.
Yeah. So it still wasn't exactly a foregone conclusion because I don't think did you see the 4 item in there, Spud?
In what? In 7?
7.
7 is a heart, yes. I
All right.
saw every item.
Fair enough. Because at one point I looked and kind of sneaked a peek at the trackers and didn't see anybody mark it, so I wasn't sure if we had seen the second item in there.
Did you get
I knew
that
we saw the loot.
Oh, sorry. Did you get that heart container on your first dig, like fairly early in the seed? Or
No,
did you get
it was after the ladder. Both items were after the ladder.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah.
Early 7 and both items were ladder blocked. Mean seed. Yeah. Okay.
But if you've cleared everything, you've got like before ladder, you've got like half the rooms done. So it wasn't that many rooms to go back after ladder. At max, it was like 15 rooms, something like that.
Yeah.
Then white sword item. Yeah.
Yeah, by my count, you had basically 13 rooms in the south, and I think you skipped 1 room in the north, and that was pretty much it left in there. So definitely not as bad. Rick is checking for the ultimate troll up here in Death Mountain East. Not happening.
Now he's checking every power bracelet spot except the correct one. Oh,
yeah,
man,
he's gonna do it last.
Chat saying if Rick had gotten silvers before going into 9, it would have been way closer. If Rick had gotten silvers before going into 9, he would have won.
Easily.
Yeah, he had a 1-minute lead into 9, and he went straight to Ganon.
Well, he had a 1-minute lead into 9 if Spud doesn't go to 7 first. Spud went to 7 first, so it's like a 4-minute lead into 9. And the first 2 things he found were the Ganon hint and Ganon, and then Zelda's door within like 4 minutes of that. So I don't think Spud has any shot of catching him if the silvers are checked early. I think maybe you lose a minute walking to where he's walking right now. Maybe. So
thinking about it, I should have checked white sword item before level 7. It makes more sense.
Yeah, this is. I think this is one of those decisions though that's going to haunt Rick for a little bit because this is. You're digging a lot of 9, and you have probably 7 spots in the overworld left, so it's rough. But what can you do?
Yeah, you hate to see it in an elimination match too. Like, couldn't I be taught this lesson in a game 1? Like, really? Yeah.
Yeah, that is pretty much what it comes down to in this one, I think. Silver's not being a 9 versus the Silvers being a 9. I think if the best race would have been if Silvers were a 9, because I think there's a shot that the equalizer happens at that point. You have a really close race.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Spud, you took longer to find Ganon from the moment you entered, but it's hard to say if you would have dug the items, how Rick would have dug the items, because Rick took a long time to get his first item, and then even longer to get his second item. So I mean, yeah, the great equalizer could have happened. It would have been interesting.
So if I'm looking for items, I take every staircase. So it changes everything for me.
Yeah, it'd been really tough to call a winner if Silvers were a 9. It'd been fun. In the end, it was still a fun race. There's a lot that went on in this, and a lot of different decisions that were made. So it'll be fun to watch back and see where you diverge, despite basically going step for step with one another, because the dungeons were cleared in a much different order in terms of going through each room. Because I think the only real divergence in terms of the order, I think Rick dug 7 immediately and got the Triforce and left and didn't have to go back at any point.
Yeah, I figured he might do that, but yeah, I didn't want to go too early in there. Like, I recognized early enough Shape's first part was on the way, so yeah, I really wanted to get that Shape's one and everything else.
Alright, Rick probably has his routes set up for Zelda, so this shouldn't take too long. It'll be a small walk, I think.
Just defeated Ganon. Zelda is 5 rooms south. I don't know if it's a straight shot, but
basically is.
Yeah. Then Rick will be joining us. Rick will be joining us in the booth shortly after that.
While we're waiting for him to walk into the room here shortly.
Ganon saved.
1:26:15. And we do have Rick in the booth, so I'll hold off on what I was going to say there. GG's Rick.
Absolutely, GG Spud.
Yep. So not too much really to say on this one. I think we can pretty much deduce what happened. It was linear on your two on the routing that you two did up until the last 2 things that were done. Basically, is what the seed was.
What was those 2 things?
One went to level 7 to look for items in there, and then went hunting the overworld white sword item, and the other one went to 9.
Oh yeah. If it's a 9, I win. If I wasn't a 9, then Spud wins. Comes down to that. I mean,
yeah.
Really, what this comes down to is luck in the end, and luck was not on my side for this seed, and it is what it is. Spud is a great competitor, and we took it to a game 3. I can't say that I'm not upset by the fact that my tournament run's done, but in the end, it was down to luck. I really can't fault any of my decisions, except for why the hell did I take Lionel Beams to the face in level 2, but that's really all I can say about this one. When you explore, how many rooms are there in level 9?
56-ish.
When you explore 53 of 56 rooms before you find the second item, it's kind of going to be said that if you look at the race room and you see that you have the other person has finished, then you can kind of surmise that they had the silvers going in more than likely.
Yeah. You can sit and go back and forth on the white sword item, but at the end of the day, the other thing that didn't help in 9 was 1 mugger and 2 hints to things that you either were going to find immediately after them or had already found. If any of those say silvers to kill the beast light elsewhere, that could change things too. So that we were really hoping that either silvers were in 9 and it's a great equalizer situation and we get a really close ending, or it gives you the early silvers to kill the beast light elsewhere and you both stumble upon silvers at the spot they end up being in, and then we get a great race. Still a very good race either way because of the way it kind of went about early on. Both of you had some interesting deaths. One to a gel in the Triforce room, one to a Keese inches from the heart container.
Yes, that was funny.
Yeah, so
small enemies win.
The gel just pretty much came down to, first of all, I should not have been taking, again, Lionel beams to the face, but then it was like, okay, well, yeah, let's let's not push the down button when we're trying to hit the A button, because that winds up being the gel there. Like I said, this was a good series. I wish I was going to be sticking around longer, but Spud, give Caffey hell for me.
I'll try. Caffey is a really tough opponent, and I got my luck once against him and against you now.
I mean, you're a tough opponent. I mean, you've had a lot of experience in this game. I look up to you.
Oh, thank you. I do now, but yeah, still strong field. Very, very tough tournament overall. No one is safe. It's very hard.
This side of the bracket at this point now has Spud, Caffey, Jay Coper, Sigil, Sea Falcon, Antlers, Dave, and Chester.
Yeah.
There's no side of the bracket that's safe, Furry. Let's be honest about this one. When you have TA going up against Sci-Town,
yeah,
in the second round, that could be a finals in most of these situations, but that's a second round match. There's no side of the bracket that's safe. But
Werewolf Shaddy in the first round.
I know. But GG's to you, Spud. Give him hell, and I'll enjoy the rest of this tournament from the sidelines and building the clip show.
Yep. Thank you, GG's. It was, I'm sure, really good races. Yeah, like we said, lots of good turn left and right, and that solves it.
Yep, Rando is randomizer for a reason. It's not a vanilla tournament where you're racing mechanically to see who's the fastest there. You're racing to see who solves the puzzle first. And again, both of these opponents are not super far off on the times they put together on a daily race. So it did not surprise me at all that this went 3 games. It doesn't surprise me in the end that Spud won. It would not have surprised me if Rick won. I mean, you could literally have gone either way on this, and it would have been really difficult to do a bracket pick'ems for this one. I think the person that would have had the best luck is maybe, if we're memeing, I guess Jess Andy's dad's probably going to be the closest in the end if we had done it. So you just have no way of knowing who's going to actually come out of these, and that's the way it's going to continue, I think.
That's right, Jess Andy. Where's the dad's picks? It is that time of the year.
Jess Andy's in chat. I should give him the original bracket and have him pick.
Anyways, yeah. Thank you very much, Fury, for being on all 3 of these races here. I'll be excited to look at this one back. And Spud, as I said, give Caffey hell this next week.
Yep, I'll do my best. Thank you everyone for this series and crew, SpeedGaming, and all that. Yep.
So today, as we look ahead, there's more action. There's more elimination games coming up. We have game 1 between Malchior and Paratroopa. That will be at 4:00. Blessed Be and Catastrophe, my co-commentator, going for game 3 in about 5.5 hours? No, 4.5. Somewhere in the ballpark.
5.5.
Yep, counting is hard this early, sorry. But 6 p.m. Eastern, we'll make it easier and say that. And then we have at 9 p.m. Eastern, a doubleheader between Dr. J and Tilo. So that'll eventually turn into an elimination game. And then my game is at 10 p.m. against Equations. That's game 3. And then we have 2 best of the rest bracket matchups. One at 4 p.m. Eastern between Power to Mario and Sharky. That's a game 2 for them. And Rexy and Billick are going to go at 8 p.m. this evening as well. So both brackets are fully in swing now. we'll see a lot more Zelda 1 randomizer action. Apparently, 1 is going to get shifted, so never mind. But we'll see that Game 2 eventually, I'm sure. Power to Mario and Sharky getting shifted. So only one game at 4 o'clock for now.
Just means we got a lot of great action coming up here.
Oh yeah, and there's going to be more each and every day. The schedule keeps filling up as even if we get deeper in, it just seems like more keep on popping up. So more Zelda 1 randomizer action, at least for the next couple weeks, before we finally start to settle down and get towards the conclusion of both the championship bracket and the best of the rest bracket. But Catastrophe, well, I guess I'll say my last few lines to you in a moment. Let's thank the person behind the scenes that makes us look intelligent first, though, shall we?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, all of our trackers, and today, especially Hayo. Thank you for tracking. I made multiple mistakes, even with you tracking perfectly. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and again, I had a blast commentating with Catastrophe. I had a blast watching all 3 of these races, to be honest. All of them were fun to watch.
And also, Fury, this is going to be a little embarrassing, but thank you for adminning. We thank the commentators, the trackers, the restreamers every day. I volunteer to do comms when it's convenient, when I feel like it. Fury's been tournament adminning and looking for volunteers every day, like every single day, like a job. And I think that deserves shout outs, not just at the end, but occasionally in the middle as well. Thanks, Fury, for running this tournament.
Yeah, but can't do it also without the other people behind the scenes. You got one helping coordinate scheduling and also pinging. You've got one doing a lot of the setup for each one of these restreams within that group. You've got Jess Andy rolling seeds and throwing tutors everywhere. You've got Drewis also getting in there with commentary and helping do the Wheel of Dooms and getting Next Gen all hyped up to get in there and help out. And you got Moonrisen doing all the commentaries and all the fun stuffs there. Mal here doing as much tracking as he can. So again, it's not a one-man show. You have to have a good group of people each and every tournament, whether that group's 3 or 4 or 6 or 7 like it is this time. And again, Fred as well.
I was gonna say, add Fred's name in there. The person who created this entire thing, and 9 years ago, a couple of days ago, was the birthday of this. Can't forget Fred.
Yep, but if you see the portal where you can sign up and look at the brackets and schedule your matches, none of that happens without Fred as well. So again, as much as I appreciate the thanks for maybe being the head admin, quote unquote, if you want to call me that, at the end of the day, I don't get it done without a group of people behind me. So worth thanking all of them as well. With that, though, I know for some of us it's lunchtime. Others who are watching this race, it's probably just about dinner time or just after dinner time. So you got to get a snack before watching the French Weekly, perhaps, which is in 2 or 3 hours. So let you all get away for a couple of hours. There is, I believe there's an Obscurathon going on SpeedGaming, so that will probably dominate the afternoon with a couple of things on the SpeedGaming 2 through perhaps 3 or 4. I'm not sure how wide it's going at the moment, but there's plenty of action. So you go ahead and look at the SpeedGaming schedule. They have one, and you'll find something that suits your fancy that you can watch while enjoying your day. For now, though, I am Furious K. He was Catastrophe. The 2 runners you see on screen, follow them. Follow Hayo24 as well, who is tracking. And we'll see you later today for more Zelda 1 randomizer action. So long.